Tom's Book Examined by Cliff High. Reading Logian 16. Jesus said, "Perhaps people think that I have come to cast peace upon the world. They do not know that I have come to cast conflicts upon the earth, fire, sword, war. For there will be 5 in a house, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3, father against son, and son against father, and they will stand alone."
Oh.
Jesus clarifies his role as disruptor, not pacifier. Peace is the illusion of static reality. Conflicts are the fire of transformation, sword of discernment, war of internal struggle. The divided house represents the mind's dualities, old perceptions versus new. In manifestation, this is the troubled mind stage where seeing the event stream causes internal conflict, dividing family, aspects of self. Standing alone is becoming the solitary one, unified in astonishment, able to rule the all. Embrace the conflict as part of the path to co-creative power. In the physical brain, there are 5 glandular complexes that participate in manifestation. These are the thalamus, the hypothalamus, the pineal, the pituitary, and the claustrum. These latter 3, the pineal, the pituitary, and the claustrum, are bound in a trilogy. They form one complex combined, where the thalamus and hypothalamus stand alone. This refers to the war that will be raging as the 3 seat of consciousness glands are impacted by the emotions controlled by the hormones in the thalamic complex.
So he was talking about the 5 in a house. He was talking about the 5 glands in the brain.
And how would you know? But it's
Yeah.
probably very appropriate for that language, for that time. Because this is like a one summary sentence, because you see there's like 140 logians and whatnot. It must have been like all of this description at that time in that kind of a understandable for people. And this is talking about this in a modern language. Obviously, the hypothalamus, thalamus, all of those brain components. So we're not going to look them up today. But it's a good example of, again, looking at the same thing from the same place. How to manifest and which tools need to be used. And now we have a bit
There is this unavoidable conflict in your brain where you're going to be hard to, like, troubled mind stage.
Yeah, that refers to the last week, the one that we saw last week, because it's also similarly, you become very worried. Hold on, I'm very involved in this.
Yeah.
And I'm being watched. You know, like 2 episodes ago, then you are participating in this, and you are a very important part of the whole thing.
Awesome.
Because the only thing that will grow is what you direct your energy toward. Some fear artificial intelligence will lead to humanity's demise, but without spiritual intelligence, it just might. Do not ask me where I'm going. As I travel in this limitless world, every step I take is my home. Which sort of is a bit related, every step is your next moment by moment of where you choose you're gonna be, where you're gonna take your physical body from the previous step to the next one, and also mentally. Which doors would you like to open? Release, receive, choose yourself, stop repeating old cycles, trust yourself, or begin everything anew. But you can do it every day, all the time, constantly, 24/7. Creates an animal capable of living in water, on land, and the air. Two examples. Do I really not exist? Who is asking? Is there anybody but ourselves? We cannot force someone to hear a message they're not ready to receive, but we must never underestimate the power of planting a seed. So this is sort of the thinking. It's the descriptions and the discussions about the whole thing. It's very planting the seed of for you to internalize the thinking that is required to live from that point of wishes fulfilled. And here was somebody giving some download because you are not alone in either the experience or the impact on living one's current body's life. Right? And you can pause and read it all in its detail. Because the visible world is a manifestation of the inner spiritual world emerging from the eternal light and the eternal darkness of spiritual comprehension of connection. It's also an image of a figure of eternity for which eternity has become visible. Jacob Böhmer's The Supernatural Life. You can see this kind of a understanding has been put into many kinds of artworks trying to explain, which seemingly would be a simple idea, but is needs some time to digest and figure out. What we do in anybody's life reverberates through all our bodies' lives. And there's another example of about feelings don't really matter, because when you imagine you're buying your first car, for the first day or two, you might feel excited, then a week passes and you are not getting the same rush anymore. Did the car stop being yours? No, but the feeling changed because ownership became normal. Now imagine multimillionaire who buys cars every other week. They probably are not jumping around the room every single time. There might be no thrill, but the story never changed. I have money, I buy whatever car I want. This is normal for me. So you just need to change what you feel and accept what is normal. You live still knowing you have it. No need to feel excited, grateful, or euphoric every second, Just live knowing you have it. The mind is a magnet. If you think of blessings, you attract blessings. If you think of problems, you attract problems. Always cultivate good thoughts and always remain positive and optimistic. So simple, isn't it? If you realize how powerful your thoughts are, you never think a negative thought again. Hypnosis is imagining a version of future so vividly in such great detail that it feels real. It feels like you're getting a sneak peek of something that's destined to happen. And then your mind is so rewired and addicted to that future vision. Everything you do is oriented to that vision because your subconscious mind understands this is your identity. Didn't know why you said new there. In the moments when you make the choice, that's when your destiny is being formed. So, which road? When you put your hand in a bucket of water, then they remove it. It didn't leave a hand-shaped hole in the water, did it? The water quickly rushed back. That's your life. You make an impression while you're there, but when you're gone, it's only your loved ones have made an impression on you. Just go do it today. Do not attempt to accomplish greater results by greater effort of your little understanding, but by a greater understanding of your little effort. The greater your understanding of the power within yourself, the less effort you need to make in order to achieve. Where love is, there's also unity, harmony, and the peace of love's balanced rhythms in a united world. Where hate is, there follows a degeneracy of disunity as night follows the day. That is the lesson which unfolding man has still to learn. Until he learns this simple lesson, love and hate, of power which comes from giving his service to his fellow man instead of taking from him, again, his will, his civilizations will disappear in their own man-made chaos, one after the other, until he learns that lesson. That was a bit too long. Nature is never in balance. There's no such thing as nature's evil, sin or shame. When our knowing exceeds our sensing, we will no longer be deceived by the delusions of our senses. Knowing, when you know all of these things that we read week by week by week, you know the mechanics of the wave. It is to know the entire secret of nature. The wave. To know the mechanics of the wave.
good way.
Different words for so many simple concepts, but how many people? We are all electric creatures. The uncreated universe is light undivided. The created universe is light divided into mated pairs. Interesting. So it's light. All right. So that's why
Yeah, it's
those.
funny. Like in a horror movies, usually skeletons are the scary bit. I think nervous system is scarier.
Right, because this is us, right? Everything else is just a spacesuit that's pulled upon on top of that one.
Yeah.
So speaking of electricity, how everything is created from electricity. How many times have you seen how you can follow the same kind of patterns through different means at different scale? So that's what we have with those electricity one in every way.
Yeah.
That's just some beauty there. So coming back to this, if we look at the human being, it's also a little bit like a lightning.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the origin point, and that's how it expands from.
It's electrical impulses. Yeah.
God, please protect me. Why, God, why? Sorry, did I miss one? Are you right?
Mike Tyson said God's greatest soldiers